Okay, so everything is okay, so I'm gonna keep recording and we will start. Okay, hello everybody, very warm welcome to all of you who have decided to join this very nice Twitch meet that we are going to have today. My name is Nair Carrera, I'm Education Manager of EU Code Week at European Schoolnet, where I work with my colleagues Tommaso and Konstantinos. And this Twitch meet is part of the EU Code Week Icebreaker course that we are running on European Schoolnet Academy. If you're not there, I hope you will be soon. I will share the link in the chat so that you can join. If you have not completed the course yet, there is a very nice certificate with you, so we really encourage you to join and complete the course before 15th of June. So today we're going to have a session as part of the course, as I was saying, where many 10 people, 10 different speakers that I will show you now will give you presentations and will share with you some best practices, ideas and resources in order to give you some inspiration to participate in Code Week 2020. So the idea is that you will hear the presentation and then maybe, why not, get some inspiration and participate in Code Week 2020. So we have Moreno from Italy. Letitia from Spain, Iman from Tunisia, Helga from Belgium, Fatma Tunisia again, Jana from Ukraine, Portugal, Italy, you can only speak more than 5 minutes, so we get some time at the end. Session is because in the course with your microphone, and whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Okay. I am Moreno Concetti from Italy, and my presentation is about a mathematical model for COVID-19 epidemic analyzed by using ICT. I teach for students from 15 to 19 years old. I teach mathematics and physics, and the most important topics about my presentation is that by using data science, artificial intelligence, and mathematical models, so we can reduce to the basis of the programming language, and then we can apply this to the STEM computational thinking, used to reproduce the behavior of the COVID-19. In this way, by using this function, we can count the number of people that are affected by COVID-19 at the time. The student behaviors of this function, they can make a graphic which reproduces this function. They can use, for instance, Desmos. Desmos is an online tool to make graphics. So they have also to consider the amount of the population. In this case, we use 10,000 people of the population. So the next part, students have to reflect and compute about the topics. So now they have to reflect about the behaviors of the function on the graphics that they have produced before. In this way, they can compute by using a spreadsheet, for instance, the number of infected persons. So they will make they will compute these numbers by consider the time in months, and they will compute for each month the amount of people that are affected by the COVID-19. And they have to see that after a certain times, all the population will be affected by the virus, if we don't consider some strategy to stop it. So now they have made this computation, and now they have to go on by consider the variability of the epidemic. So they can consider the velocity of the infection. Now they will use so many things about the computational thinking. The idea to the code. So they will compute the difference about the number of the infected by considering a certain interval, for instance 10 months. So they use a run which is very common, and so for the COVID-19, and so goes to zero. The reason is that in a certain moment all the population will be affected by the virus. Now to try dynamics, so they have to consider a code, a certain kind of code, to put a stop criteria for the epidemic. So they can consider different approach. They have to reflect about this kind of approach and to make some trials. They can consider some factor to decay the epidemic. For instance, they can consider a constant decay factor or an exponential decay factor or a linear factor. We can see in the first graphic, so in the first case, that by consider a constant decay factor, there is a real decay of the virus, and so about the number of the people affected by the virus. If they consider an exponential factor, we have no difference if compared with the previous dynamics, but if we consider a linear factor, we have that by the COVID-19 virus explodes, so it becomes a pandemic. Now we have the final part. This is another important part about the computation, and so the coding approach. They have to make an analysis of real data. They will have to compare their results with the behavior of the real data. They have to find real data online. For instance, they can consider data coming from their country, and so they have to compare the result with the real result with the theory that they have considered. They have to consider different approach about the dumping strategies and the validity of them, so about the velocity of the infection. They can make many computation, for instance, by scaling the amount of the computation, also the duration of the dynamics. These are all things that can be used when a person, for instance, use a code, then make a program. Now they have also to consider new variables, and this is what we can do when we consider a problem. They can consider new variables, for instance, the dead, the immunes, the health, the immigrants, but also the emigrants, and in this way we can consider all the interaction inside the population. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Moreno. It's been a really great presentation. Stick to the time, so perfect. So usually we will have some minutes at the end for questions, but now Moreno will have to leave. So if you have any question for Moreno, please type it in the chat so we can ask the question now. And again, it's a very nice presentation. It combines different things. So we've got data from data science, mathematics, and also artificial intelligence. Moreno, which subjects do you think that, for instance, a teacher could apply this kind of activity? What do you think?
Sorry, Nair?
So if you, just for the other teachers who are listening to us, which kind of teachers, so from which subjects do you think they can use or they can apply this kind of activity? They could do this activity. So if you're a teacher of for instance, mathematics
and physics, that's right.
Okay.
So this is at the moment this is one of the most used topics by the teacher during their lesson, to consider the reality of the mathematics to the real world.
Indeed, and this was something that I was going to mention as well, that the fact of relating the activity to something that is happening in real life, it's something that makes really kids being engaged, of course. Okay, I don't know if there is any question for Moreno. Otherwise, we will share the presentation also with you in case you want to double check. And Stefania says it can be linked to science as well, of course, Stefania. And Moreno, if you want to stay, feel free to stay, and if you want to leave, feel free to leave. And we're going to move on now to the next presenter, who is Leticia Gil. Leticia is in a very beautiful city in Spain, Toledo. Leticia, whenever you want, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks a lot, Nai and Moreno, for your beautiful experience. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, I'm delighted to be here and have the opportunity to present and to show you my experience coding in my class. I'm the teacher Phil, I come from Toledo, as Nai said, and my students are 5, 6 years old nowadays. The experience I'm going to show to you is in clarity in the three global areas our states have, that are self-knowledge and personal autonomy, knowledge of the environment, and languages, communication, and representation. Well, why coding at the beginning? We started coding when my children were 3, 4 years old, and they came to school for the first time. They are digital natives, and as teachers, we need to make the most of this situation. As we have learned in the MOOC in the course, a lot of benefits can be obtained for our children. I have chosen some of them that I'm going to follow to show to you now. Firstly, they can learn new ways of thinking by breaking up big problems into smaller steps. It's essential if we want to individualize teaching, and even if we have children with special education needs in class. Secondly, they can learn how to take the fear out of making mistakes and find different ways to solve problems. And last but not least, when they are coding, they are always playing, which is the main way to learn, at least in our stage, in the kindergarten period. What about the curriculum? Well, the development of the computational thinking from early age is one of the latest trends in the educational landscape, which is why different countries have begun to modify their curriculum. What's my experience? Well, by the moment each teacher needs to include some activities in the curriculum at the beginning of the academic year. And something that is really important is working in groups, because children can develop their social and language skills. And what kind of activities I normally do with my students? Well, I'm going to show to you mainly two kinds of activities. Firstly, unplugged activities, and later I will talk with you, or I will show you keyboard and dot and other activities. We will show you in firstly we will put an activity. This is a key value necessary using it, or you can see it on the bottom on the left, on your left. Children are working all together and they become robots. So we work all together at the beginning, and later we work in groups, and they need to give easy instructions to the others in order to move all over the space. As you can see on the right, there's another unplugged activity I normally do with my students, that is Korean drawing, a card game that easily and without using electronic devices gives us the opportunity to start coding from a very young age. Rob is a robot, and code is a code that provides instructions to the robot. Simple instructions such as turn right, turn left, go straight on. And this game is very attractive for children, not only for the color and the design, but also because children can make or can do different activities such as the viewer, the race, the snake, and even, or in addition, we can invent of our own games, so it's really interesting for them. And we do some activities related with Bebop and Dot. These are two similar robots which move themselves if children give them some instructions with the buttons that they have in the device. What's the best for the concentration, because children are really concentrate when they do this activity, and motivation. But for me, the best is that you can create your own math. What's that? Well, or how I do that? Well, I buy a transparent, or I bought a transparent kitchen tablecloth. I divide it into 15 by 15 centimeter. I put different maps behind them in order to work and to speak about different contexts with children. So they guide the movements of the keyboard, and it's is the best for teachers because you can learn in a global way. For instance, we are involved in different European projects due to or through e-training, and as you can see in the bottom picture, they can move billboard all over the Europe map in order to see where all the countries are located. Even if you are starting to do activities, phonic activities in order to start for learning teaching, you can work in a global way. So it's really interesting for our children. And what about the future? Well, of course, my intention is keeping learning, trying to encourage my co-workers, and during this lockdown, in order to create another robot that is named Scornabot, is more or less the same as before, and I would like to introduce or to do it or to use it when I will go back to school in September, I hope. Finally, I would like to say that what is more, family support is vital in order to continue motivating our students. So I encourage you to participate, to start doing different easy activities with your children, and to participate in the coding week in 2020 if you have not done it before. So thank you for this time, and if you have some questions, it will be a pleasure for me to answer you.
Thank you so much, Leticia. Very nice. A lot of nice comments in the chat. You mentioned that, of course, billboards, blue boards, and doors are very nice for kids because they help them to develop social skills, communication, and many other skills. You also mentioned the last learning bit that we did with some lesson plans for visually impaired students. That, again, a reminder, you teachers can download and then use to participate in Code Week. There is one question, Leticia, but I will gather them and then we will come back to you at the very end. Okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Leticia. And I give the floor now to Iman. If you're ready.
Yes.
Okay. So whenever you want, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone. My name is Iman Taktak Marzouk. I am from Tunisia. My activity is about netiquette through robotics. So I am a teacher from Pioneer Middle School of Sfax, Tunisia. My students are from age from 13 to 15 years old, and the subject that I touch is computer science and ICT, and I am a training ambassador and mentor and Code Week ambassador. So, netiquette through robotics is an activity presented in the 2020 STEM Discovery campaign, where participants of scientific competitions are invited to blog about their activities for the 2020 STEM Discovery campaign here. Okay, so the description of the activity, in fact, we have designed a STEM activity whose slogan, together to have a better internet, using the microcontroller microbit. In fact, we coded a robot with 3 sensors, offline flower, and 1 sensor for obstacle detector. The relationship between our activity with the Safer Internet Day is that the obstacles are chosen according to the slogan. In fact, when the robot detects that there is a virus or a hacker or spying, so it stops with making a sound. Okay. The activity schedule is that we prepare the maquette with the different objects. In fact, I divided my class into 3 groups. The first group of students works on designing the obstacles related to the Safer Internet Day. The second group works on creating the obstacles and the maquette, the line follower. And the third group works on coding the robot. And these are some videos. The first, the previous slide and this slide contain two videos. Yes, so you can click on this video and you will it will be opened in a new tab. Coding using microbit. So my students write different needed blocks and functions using the microbit simulator. And as a dissemination to our activity by celebrating the Safer Internet Day 2020 through a video conference with educators from different regions in Tunisia under the leadership of the e-training PSI of my country. In fact, teachers and their students presented their activities which demonstrated their responsible use of the Internet and awareness of Internet dangers. When we designed this activity, we indicated that coding is a basic literacy in the digital age, and it's important to work with. Having children learn coding at the young age prepares them for the future, and coding helps children with communication, creativity, as well as math, writing, and confidence, without forgetting the importance of practicing good etiquette. In fact, we always want to come across as a professional, especially when communicating online. And this slide contains also a video in which my students in the presence of my school director present our activity as a video conference with e-training PSI. And this is the link of the blog of our activity in our activity existing in the blog of Scientific the 2020 STEM Discovery Campaign. I will share you this the link in the chat box. This is the link. Okay, and thank you so much for your attention, and thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you, Iman. It was a very nice presentation. Also, it touched upon very important topics. So, an etiquette is something that a few times maybe we don't think about that much. So, it's very good. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions for Iman, you can type them in the chat. I'm gathering them, and then at the very end of the presentation we will ask Iman or Leticia or whoever you wants to ask your questions. Okay, so we're gonna go now to the next presenter. Elka, you here? You around? You ready to present your very nice presentation?
Did I share camera? No.
Now I think it's coming. Okay, I can see you now. Hello. And your presentation is there. So whenever you want, the floor is yours. Good luck.
Thank you. Hello. So I come from Bulgaria actually, but I'm a secondary teacher for the European School of Brussels 3 by the Bulgarian Ministry of Education to teach mathematics in the English section of the school. Maybe a couple of words about the European School Brussels 3. This is one of the 13 schools, European schools in Europe, and one of the 4 schools in Brussels. It combines nursery, primary, secondary education with approximately 3,200 students spread in 7 language sections. Actually, I teach mathematics in the English section. Also, I teach English as a foreign language. I have students from all the other sections and information and communication technology. So, the title of my presentation, the title of my presentation is "Let's Code and Play in Scratch." And Actually, after students master the skills in coding their own questions and answers game, they can apply these skills in creating similar games in all school subjects. Also, the activity can be used by different teachers teaching different subjects as revision lessons. Yes, as I said, it's very suitable for revision lessons and also developing student creativity and evaluating the level of consolidation. In addition, it's great fun. Students continue creating their games on enjoyable topics and involve their friends and family members. To create the game, you should go to the Scratch website, you see, and click on Create. Students are given a worksheet with very detailed instructions and an example how to broadcast and receive a message, as well as which blocks to use as a response when the answer of the question is correct. The teacher has made so that here you can find my own game, questions and answers, where in the world am I, based on different cities around the world, and all the pictures which I use for the cities are from my own album. And this is what students should know, that if they use any pictures for background, for backdrop, they should give credits in the notice box. So some disadvantages: the longer the game is, the more boring the coding could be, as there are a lot of repetitive parts. However, students love it, especially when they see their final version and make their friends or family members play the game. Here is the front page of my game with the instructions and notes and credits. This is what I explain to students, that all the backdrops, all the backgrounds they use, if these are not pictures from their own albums, they should give credits and recognition, and the links where they took the pictures from. And while you are just at moment, I would like to mention that actually the real work starts from now on, because when students finish with their game, they submit it for evaluation, for feedback. They copy and paste that link in Dr. Scratch website. I will just put it here in the chat box, and they get a report, feedback, with not only the points, the score, but also with recommendations. And by the way, what I made, if you put it in Dr. Scratch, it will be 11 out of 21, but I made it on purpose, because I wanted students to make their modifications, to be creative, and for example, if an answer can be accepted as, let's say, who is the inventor of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell, or Bell, they should think how to accept the three answers, and how to modify, how to improve their work. There are 7 criteria, by the way: flow control, data representation, abstraction, user interactivity, synchronization, parallelism, and logic. So this version has 3 out of 3 synchronization, and well, 2 out of 3 for data representation, user interactivity 2 out of 3. It's not possible to be 3 out of 3 because there is no web camera, no videos, and it's not necessary to have the maximum score. But actually, this was my purpose, to make students do their modification and be creative, and well, just use their imagination and also learn by doing. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for attention, and happy coding.
Thank you so much, Elka. It's been very interesting, very nice. I share also the link of your game in the chat, so that teachers can access to it, and then you also share your link, so perfect. So if you have any question for Elka or the other participants, you can type them in the chat, and then at the very end, we will come back to you. Okay? Thank you, Elka. And Fatma, you're next. Are you ready? Okay. I can see your camera, and you're good. Good luck.
Hello everyone. I am Fatma Bouaziz, computer science teacher. Yes, I am Fatma Bouaziz, computer science teacher in Ali Nouri Prep School from Tunisia. My student age is between 13 and 15. I will present you coding with Minecraft Education. So, what is Minecraft Education Edition? Minecraft Education Edition is a word game that promotes creativity, collaboration, and problem solving in an immersive environment where the only limit is your imagination. Minecraft Education Edition helps prepare students for the future workplace, builds critical thinking and thinking. The open learning environment gives students to think, self-expression, and problem solving. How to learn to code in Minecraft? Code Builder is a feature that allows students to learn coding in Minecraft using tools including code.org, Tinker, Scratch, and Microsoft Maker Code or JavaScript or Python to build and create in Minecraft. Minecraft Hour of Code also offers a free 1-hour introduction to coding basics. I will show you 2 examples of coding in Minecraft Education. The first example is agent moves. In this example, the student must code the agent so that he moves through the labyrinth of the student can code the movement of the agent forward, left, or right. But this video that didn't work, Nair.
Yeah, if it doesn't work.
I put it, the video.
Yes, but if it doesn't work, Fatma. So we just share the presentation later with the links so that they can see it. Okay?
Okay, I put it there. It moves in the labyrinth, like this photo. This example is agent build. In this example, the agent will build a square with the code builder. So the student can learn conditional structures and repetitive loops with a lot of motivation. Also, the student can build buildings in Minecraft with coding, and this construction in Minecraft become easier and faster. So, in current time period, I use the Microsoft Teams with my students to continue coding sessions with Minecraft, and always I encourage my students and Minecraft education motivates them to learn blocks, coding, and other languages in computer science. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Fatma. The connection was dropping a bit, but I will also share in the chat the link to Minecraft. And then for the videos, we will share the presentation so that they can access the videos later. Okay? Good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And if you have any question for Fatma, thanks to you for presenting. And if you have any question for Fatma or the others, otherwise we're gonna move on to Yana now. Yana, she's coming from Ukraine. Yana, are you ready?
Yes. Hello everyone.
Okay, good luck. Floor is
Thank you,
yours.
thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Yana. I'm English German teacher from Ukraine and an Lithuanian ambassador as well. My students are between 10 and 17 years old and they are very active Lithuanians of my school. So I'd like to present you our Lithuanian project. This project is called TREASUREBOX of Human Dignity, and it celebrates taking care of the students in European schools. The national, lingual, emotional, cultural diversity is the common heritage of human, and we would like to discover it with our students. The project TREASUREBOX of Human Dignity is an opportunity to help our students understand the value of their diversity and learn how to live together in harmony and take care of each other at the same time. As the project is going to be in English, students will get better knowledge of English language through simple coding activities. Moreover, they will learn new ICT tools and will be able to use them very carefully and with pleasure. This project partners were participants of European Code Week event in October 2019 and were certified as well. So the students presented human dignity in our real life using different eye tools very creatively. More than 20 tools were used to focus the students doing all the activity due to the plan. For example, brainstorming, mind maps, creating messages, quizzes, polls, evaluations and publications. Some of them were used in unusual way. For example, Google Map was a main tool for international quest, a final project product. The students worked in pairs, small groups to create an algorithm to present their subject realizing and develop problem solving, creative and critical thinking and soft skills, promote positive behavior. Students try to become familiar with special vocabulary. They prepared their coding letters for future generations. After doing some pre-activities, collecting the letters, they will discard the useless definitions and order all the materials to create their letters for TREASUREBOX. During Code Week, the students from different countries did coding activities with great pleasure. They were excited with a new way to do project activities, and it was simple and funny and helped them realize the main aspects of the word combination human dignity. Though the project wasn't dedicated to some digital items, they were the helping hands during every activity, and all the students, all the participants did all these activities with great pleasure and were delighted and excited doing it. And of course you have they have been certified in for this event, and it was a great event to have this coding activity, because they hadn't done such an activity before. So if you have questions for me, you are welcome to ask. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Anna. It's been very interesting. I like the topic very much. I know 5 minutes is not that much, so we will share the presentation with the audience, and then if they have any other questions or any further comments on how to do this with their kids or with their children, I'm sure they can contact you.
So thank you.
Thank you, Dana, for your presentation. And we go now to Julio. Julio Pigas in Portugal, Braga. Julio, bem-vindo.
Yes. Hello.
Good luck. The floor is yours.
Thank you. So, hello to everybody. I'm a teacher at the agrupamento de Escolas Ana Maria II in Portugal. First, I must say that coding is for all ages. I start my presentation with my own selection of kids. I think that was my first problem when I start doing projects. So how to start it? Of course, you can start without technology, say with paper, scissors and glue, and is important. But nowadays technology increases student engagement. So I used to introduce that called Killer I used to get a winner. Some time ago, I was in a conference about nanotechnology, and a scientist said that its genes and molecules are linked to make things like new materials, sensors, and nanomachines. So to all the field teams must be multiplanetary. Things like the gold, the yellow metal, change color to red at nanoscale. So we must understand the scale you are working. What is big and what is small, I think, is first step. Small at the atomic level, big at the interscale. Then make connections between the real and the virtual worlds. Students learn better if they can see these relations. So virtual reality is growing, and our augmented reality can be interesting, say the mix between the two worlds. Another thing, do you see something strange in this picture? Near the velociraptor, the dinosaur. So when I was a teenager, I liked to play Tetris. You know the game. The goal is to continually stack blocks and clear lines as long as possible. When a line is filled, appear and gives more space. Perhaps you are waiting for the right piece, and what about a new piece that you never see before? That is the feeling when you develop a face things that are not written and no textbook to guide, and you must live with it. Be sure you have already faced a game changer. I think now is the time. So our club, we work with Club Ciência Viva, promotes activities to students, and is a lab where students make their own projects, present at the national and international fairs. It complements the curriculum. The club has borrowed some equipment in our days to realize projects, and the lab is always open for students' work. Any member can access to the key, and is the student responsibility the maintenance of the equipment, like a social classroom. And for last, I think you can organize a festival, like a scientific fair where students present their work. We can join forces in other projects like Erasmus+, science fairs, universities and research institutions, companies, and of course the National Agency for Scientific, Culture and Technology. So I think is what I mean. I hope you like my presentation. It's short, but it tells what I think now. Feel free to contact me if you want to work together. Thank you, Nai.
Thank you, Julio Vigara, and I'm sure many teachers may contact you, may get in touch if they want to do something together. So lots of interesting and nice ideas. And we're moving on quickly to Satsu. Satsu is joining from Turkey, Ankara, if I'm not mistaken. Satsu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so whenever you want, you can start. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Nair. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Selçuk Aslan. I'm from Ankara, capital of Turkey. I'm a computer science teacher. Today, I will give a presentation about my More Coding, More Girls project, which was awarded by STEM Alliance at Diversity in STEM competition last year. The project's motto is Close the Gender Gap in Technology by teaching girls to code. You might be wondering why I started this project. Here are some of the reasons. According to research, the number of women as a worker or manager in the field of ICT is very low. And according to policy documents, the countries declare that they need more women IT specialists. The aim of the project was to develop coding skills for girls and raise awareness on coding, and the target group of this project is composed of 20 female students. School-industry collaboration is very important for vocational education. Because of this, we cooperate with some organizations in order to conduct this project. And as you see, Microsoft Global Partner IDE, Science on Stage Europe and SAP were our supporters. Our main supporter was Science on Stage Europe, and this project was granted by them. We choose microbits because it has a low-cost solution. It has become popular, and we can use and code it easily because of its integrated sensors. I trained students microbit for 3 days, and we use Microsoft MakeCode. After training, it was time to run their projects. In the meantime, I and my colleagues prepared the exhibition area. Here is a video, but I think it doesn't work. Because of that, I will send the link through chat after my presentation. The exhibition was visited by several students and teachers, and my students gave information about their projects. After the exhibition, a Microsoft trainer from IDE, which was our supporter, gave a presentation about the importance of coding to 200 students at a conference hall, and the program was concluded with certificate ceremony. Some important outcomes: coding awareness and skills rise impressively. Their presentation skills were improved. The numbers of students who selected IT department increased. Their academic achievements dramatically improved, and they gained confidence and kept on coding. More Coding, More Girls project was one of the winners of Diversity in STEM was organized by STEM Alliance and drew attention of Turkish national TV. They made me and my students. Because of the target of girls, I was discussion about famous women-oriented TV programs. I was invited to Microbit live event, which was held in Manchester project, and finally I gave a presentation in London at conference teachings. Thank you for your attention. I'm open to your questions.
Thanks to you, Satsu. It was very interesting. I really love the topic. It's true that we prepare students in ICT, but also especially girls. So it's very interesting, and thank you for bringing this up. If you have any question for Satsu, feel free to type them in the chat. We will ask them at the very end, and in the meantime we're gonna move on to the next speaker. His name is Francisco. Francisco, you there? You ready to go? You ready to rock and roll?
Hello Nair, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly, and if you want to switch on your camera so we can see you. And voila, the slides are there, and you just need to move them with the arrow here on the bottom of the page.
Well, hello Nair and people from CodeWeek community. My name is Francisco Javier Macero. I am leading teacher and currently working as ICT advisor in City of Zafra in Spain. I want to show you a Golden Egg project, a group of activities to show the possibilities of integrating technology in educational projects. We chose the Golden Century as the theme to develop this project because it was one of the most important times in the history of our city and of Spain too. In addition, we focus on working on key competencies and to show us the different technological activities that can be carried out in our new future classroom lab, which we have built this year in our organization using the Brussels model. This project consists of 7 activities that uses technology as a tool to teach historical concepts. Students can play video games to learn about this time, learn to program, use 3D printed materials, record video, or interact with virtual reality using their smartphones. Now I'm going to show you the different activities of Golden Age project. In the first, students received a 3D figure or an image of some relevant people of the age, a writer, a musician, an aristocrat. They had to identify and show their names using microbit. In the second activity, the students used a video game called Kingdom Come Deliverance, set in the Middle Ages, to do some missions that your father in the video game asked to you. Buy from the market, look for materials to make a sword, practice shooting with bow, or fight with shields and a sword, for example. Another interesting activity was creating a stop motion. The students had different Playmobil toys, a castle, knights, horses, and they had to create a movie with this technique. To do this, they used smartphones and an application called Live Labs that is totally free and allows you to record easily. In the following activity, one of the most interesting activities, because it introduced programming concepts, was to use the robot to get to the Duke's castle. Using an app with their smartphones, they had to guide the robots through a route to reach their goal. We used 2 similar tools for them to work in groups, to collaborate and finish before the opposing team. In the following activity, and dressed in costumes from the Golden Age, they used a chroma to record a video with a tablet as if they were characters of the time, a king, a woman of the nobility, a knight. In the sixth activity, they used their smartphones to visit virtually places of the time, castles, abbeys, churches. They used applications such as Time Place or Google Expeditions using Google Cardboard. And finally, they did an unplugged activity which consists of writing their names on a glass wall using the writing of the time. If you are interested in this project, you can see the video presentation and access the resources created in the links that appear on this slide. Scholarium, Crea Project website, or download the source file to be used to be used with Excel Learning program. I hope this project helps you to integrate technology in your classes. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Isco, it was very nice, very inspiring. I'm sure there were a lot of nice comments in the chat as well. I shared the links of the project in the chat, and they will also be able to access them from the presentation. So stay around, and thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you, Nair.
And Daniel, we have our speaker from Italy. Yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Nair. My name is Stefania Altieri. I am Scientix Ambassador and e-twinning group moderator of Coding X Schools. Hello everybody. We have experienced a very difficult time in our lives. Teachers suddenly found themselves having to use technology to reach their students at home because all schools were closed. So we had to begin editing and help students from far away, having through PC and devices. I started from there to think a way to motivate them, to make this emergency less heavy for them, and create games and play online with coding with a computer or a smartphone. One of these games is based on a famous game called Guess Who. You have to solve all the quizzes to discover the hidden image and find out the character under the sheets. One by one, the sheets will be taken away, if you give the right answer, of course, revealing the photo. The quizzes are all based on coding. You can find Codirobi cards, Scratch, Codifit, Codicolor, ICT history. I simply chose a format from Genially, a template to modify, so it's very easy to create. This game was also proposed in our e-twinning project Coding to Save the Planet as a task for all the partners, so some students from all over Europe could play this game and enjoy it. Playing is very easy, and also creating a game is very easy, very simple. You just find your templates in Genially. Before finish just a few words before leaving you. I'd like to encourage you to keep going and coding with passion and enthusiasm. We will all do our part and contribute with a positive attitude. Be strong, we are doing well, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Stefania. I promise I will give you 2 minutes to show the game. So if you want to show it, I will just show the next slide first, because then it will go away. So very quick reminder of the deadline to finish the course. If you're completing the Icebreaker MOOC, I want to share the link in the chat again. Please remember that 15th of June is the deadline to complete the quiz. So do not miss the deadline, because if you miss it, unfortunately we will not be able to give you the certificates, okay? And remind you that the certificate is also validated by European Schoolnet and also the University of Urbino. So Stefania, go ahead, show the game.
Yes. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Can I go on?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I was just showing a few slides so you can understand, solve the quizzes and guess the mysterious character under the sheets. So following the instruction, which robots reach the gray square? So the instructions are forward, forward, right and forward. If you press the wrong one, you will have this cross, but if you correctly answer, you go ahead and you can see the sheets going away. So which letter will Codirobi reach following the cards? So the cards are forward, forward, right, forward, 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 right, forward. So C is the right answer. And so on, you can find all the quizzes to complete this game. This is the last one. What does coding mean? To count, to program, to deliver. Of course, to program. So this is very easy to play and also very easy to create, because you can find your template from here, from Genially, genial.ly, and you can just modify the template that you can find here. Just follow the gamification is called the section where you can find, you just go to create Genially, you go to gamification or learning experience, and you can find for free many tools to just to complete. This is mine with hidden image. You go ahead and you can just modify what is hidden. Very easy. Okay, thank you, Nair, for these extra minutes. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you for sharing. Indeed, it's very nice to see it, so I thought that it would be worth it. Okay, thank you, Stefania, so much. So now we are running out of time, but quickly, if you have any question for any of the speakers, please type them in the chat. In the meantime, I'll see. I just wanted to share the last. It will take a while to upload, but anyway, if not, it's not a problem. Okay, it's there. In the meantime, I have a couple of questions. So I have one question that may be asked for to everybody actually, but I want to address the question especially to Elka and Leticia, both of you, because Elka is working with Scratch and Leticia with the B-boards. So my question for both of you, you can switch on the screen if you want. The question for both of you is that what would you say to a teacher who maybe they have been considering using the B-boards maybe or Scratch in the classroom, but they have not done it because they are a bit let's say scared, they are afraid of using it? What do you say? What would you say to them? And you can take turns.
Well,
I would show that it's not that scary. It's not that hard. The same as my colleagues taught me how to teach robotics, EV3 Mindstorm. So the same way I would help my colleagues.
yeah, I completely agree with you, Elka. I would say don't be scared for that, because even with really young children, you can do amazing activities that can improve their learning in a motivated way. So it's really easy. Probably at the beginning you can feel a bit scared, but if you have the support of the families, and even if you have some co-workers who work with, it would be good for you. And don't be scared, because there are many resources in the Codewit website, and it's really easy. So go ahead with this.
And where to start, Leticia or Elka, any of you, where to start from? If you are a beginner teacher and you have never tried before, how they can start?
There are a lot of tutorials, and you start with the simplest motion blocks, just showing the sprite by default, the cat, to move 10 steps to the right, 10 steps to the left, with plus, minus, and the same we do with the students. So that's these are the very simple steps, and there are a lot of tutorials. I learned a lot through tutorials. Just pause, stop with the pause, and do the same, and then continue.
And trial and error, right? We always try and make a mistake, try again and make a mistake again. Okay, thank you. And Leticia, if you can just stay in, there was one question for you at the very beginning, and it was coming from Edgar, I think, and they were asking how many students you have in your class.
Okay, now currently my current class consists of 20 students, and it was easy to walk through all times. At the beginning, to give instructions, it was better to work in a small group while the rest were in corners, because in kindergarten period we worked in corners. But at the end, we work all together. So now we are 20, but it's not an inconvenience.
Okay, great. So I was just thank you so much, Leticia. I was checking in the chat if there is any other question for either you or any or the other speakers. So please, if you have any question, type them in the chat. If not, we will finish soon. And okay, I'll wait a minute and see if there is any question. Okay, I don't see any question here. So just a very quick reminder again of the deadline of the course. So 15th of June, and get tuned to the Facebook group. It's happiness here. If you can share it, Bettina, in the chat. Otherwise, we will also share it in the course. Twitter as well. Week website for schools, which has many resources for teachers like you who are willing to bring innovation somehow to the classroom, but maybe you don't know where to start from. And I think that's it. I thank you very much, all of you, for joining today, this afternoon, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.